Hey guys, this is Force Reacts, and I'm back to react to Death Battle, Scarlet Witch versus Zatanna. Now, at first I wasn't exactly sure why people wanted this fight in particular, and that's only because only now have I learned just how powerful Zatanna actually is, and it's got me questioning whether or not Wanda can beat her. And, I mean, I'm still rooting for Wanda, but... Or at least I'm expecting her to win. But Zatanna's got some insane stuff too, so yeah, either way, this is gonna be a spectacle. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way. Besides, this is Zatanna wins. I'm not gonna be surprised, and I'm actually gonna be kind of happy simply because Scarlet Witch is a character who, while I do love her, I just feel like she just gets off with, like, little to no consequences a lot of the time, and especially when you got, like, you know, a show like WandaVision, where, it was good until it wasn't. That finale just screwed everything up, and, yeah, it's just, yeah, I can't handle that because of it. But, yeah, anyway, so... Yeah, Wanda's a character that I simultaneously love and am simultaneously frustrated by. So if she loses, I won't really be upset. So yeah, anyway, let's just jump right in. We'll start the video in 3, 2, 1, play.
This episode is sponsored by The Northman and...
Yeah, oh, okay. Thank you, I guess, for getting rid of that.
The Scarlet Witch, Marvel's Crimson Queen of Chaos.
I'm glad. I'm actually kind of glad for that it wasn't even that ad thing.
Mystic arts like gods to reshape creation to their whims.
And there are those who just like to put on a hell of a show.
Oh yeah.
Don't mess with them if you
Zatanna's a pretty fun character, not gonna lie.
And
it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Okay, let's do this.
Though we may drift day by day in a world seemingly concrete and eternal, the fabric of reality is in fact more delicate than we might dare to wonder. Imagine every single iota of it, every star, galaxy, universe, all within the grasp of a single mortal woman, to control at her whim. Imagine the danger we're all in if you piss her off.
Oh
You
yeah.
don't have to, because her name is Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. As a kid, she and her brother Pietro were poor Romani, who were lucky enough to be turned into super-powered freaks by the High Evolutionary.
Unable to control her apparently new magical abilities, it wasn't long before Wanda lost control and was
burn the witch and all that.
Would show up, but the mutant
Not
master
Magneto's
ain't
daughter.
back
Surprise.
himself.
Not mutant. Surprise again.
Definitely giving off some big dad energy there.
So, to return Magneto's kindness, she and Pietro joined his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Great.
That's
name
a
there, Magneto.
dumb
Solid
name.
brand.
And it wasn't long
It's
before she traded her
for a-
supervillain credits
like,
for a membership with the Avengers,
I get it,
which
they're the
might have
villains,
been a
but at
bit
the same
too
time,
close
you
for
you
Wanda
could have
because
made it
she
like
definitely drew the
made it
superpower short
not
stick.
abundantly
By
clear.
waving her hands, Wanda could create small random events known as hexes, subtly altering the probability of any event happening.
That's a cool way of saying she could do like one magic-y thing per fight and then be totally useless. An
Right.
energy blast here, some telekinesis there, a force field if she's feeling frisky.
So
Not
basically what they're
exactly the
saying
same
is
oomph as,
her
say,
power was
God of
very,
Thunder or the Jolly Green
you know,
Worldbreaker.
But something
low
strange
tier
happened.
until,
Over
and it was a
time,
very
hexes
slow
increased
burn
in
into
strength and power,
more
as if there
powerful
was more to
things.
Wanda's powers than met the eye.
Yeah.
She learned to slow and stop time, drain and absorb energy, duplicate herself and others, teleport to different dimensions, and even strip others of their powers entirely.
It was almost as if there was more to Wanda than just being some random science experiment. Let's ask our resident expert on the deepest trenches of character history. Jocelyn, if you will.
In
Oh, yeah.
reality, Wanda's powers weren't entirely the result of the High Evolutionary, nor was she the mutant daughter of Magneto, as he's claimed. Her powers weren't just some simple hexes. She might as well have been a god. Until now, she had merely been dipping her toes into the vast ocean known as chaos magic. Though her powers may have seemed to be the byproduct of science, they were in reality the gift of the Lovecraftian elder god Cthon, who attempted to turn Wanda into his future vessel.
Okay.
My
That's
sellers by the
weird.
sea with old Uncle Yogg-Sothoth.
In time, Wanda discovered she could alter the probability of anything she could think of, turning a mathematical impossibility into an absolute certainty, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Wanda's powers kept growing and growing, turning her into a being strong enough to rival even the mightiest of gods. Like, literally, Wanda's chaos magic is counterpart to the Phoenix Force, the embodiment of cosmic order. You know, that fiery space chicken that can destroy the
Okay.
universe? Wanda fought it, and even briefly erased it from existence.
At her height, the Scarlet Witch achieved total control over
Well then.
energy, the weather, the elements, your mind, your body, your soul, all of time, all of matter, and all of reality. She can wipe you from existence with a thought and rend the very fabric of the universe as though it were tissue paper.
Yeah.
Even limited to chaos
She's
magic,
insane.
it might not have been what made
You
her
see
a
why
goddess,
I had
but
so
the
much faith in
experiments
Scarlet Witch.
did make her more receptive to channeling magical energy. Oh, maybe that's why Mama Boomstick always warned me about redheads.
She's so receptive, in fact, that Wanda is the lone nexus being of the 616 reality, a focal point for the universe's magical energies, and one that belongs equally to all other timelines.
It's no wonder she was considered a candidate for Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, shit, why wasn't she? She might as well be a walking, talking Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, she may have the power of a god, but she's still stuck with a human's body that can be overpowered by physically stronger foes. Though, she also survived being shot with a black matter bullet capable of, and I quote, world-shattering energy.
Huh.
So there's that.
She does technically need to be able to think of a spell in order to get it to happen, so she could theoretically be blitzed, but she's also blocked Thor's galaxy-crossing hammer, kept up with dudes like X-Man who can fight within plank time, and even amp her own speed beyond the concept of speed herself.
Huh.
Despite being far and away the mightiest among Earth's mightiest heroes, Wanda resented the pressure of her incredible power. She actually wanted a quiet life as a wife and a mother.
But because no one in comics is allowed to have a happily ever after, that life was taken
Right.
from her by literal Satan.
Yeah.
The last time he'd do this too.
Yeah,
Snap, and
he's
she took the
Satan.
multiverse with her.
By tapping into an
Mephisto,
inconceivable
yeah,
and
but
unknowable
Satan.
full energy known as the life force, Wanda rewrote all of reality, creating a new universe where life was just how she wanted it.
No matter whose lives she had to change, in this House of M, she had her family back, but at the cost of her sanity.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't long before it all came crashing down around
Yeah, that-
her.
yeah, that's
Once her
probably
family and
what-
friends discovered the lie
what's
of
not
her new
getting her to be
lives
Sorcerer
and turned
Supreme.
against her, she uttered
She's
three
a very
fateful
fragile
words and erased
sanity.
nearly all of mutant kind. No more mutants.
Wanda weaved her magic throughout all of existence, created cracks across reality which spread throughout the omniverse, and threatened to annihilate all of creation, the entirety of Marvel's infinite cosmology. Everything that ever was.
Shit got dark. And
Yeah,
while Wanda has
I can
worked
tell.
to keep her powers in check since then, that threat is always there. But honestly, that sounds more like a problem for anyone who's stupid enough to get in her way.
Both a blessing and a curse, a help and a hex. Such is the true power of the Scarlet Witch.
You see why I had so much faith in Wanda winning
By
this.
the Northmen.
Oh, so this is where the ads are showing up. Okay.
Weapons of cosmic destruction center me, Wiz. And this
Yeah,
movie's
yeah,
so
yeah,
freaking
yeah,
awesome,
okay.
I needed something to match the
But yeah,
occasion.
I'm actually kind of happy for this, because now we can, like, talk about Scarlet Witch. Yeah, she's definitely a lot more powerful than you might initially think. And even if you think you knew how powerful she was, like me, she's even more powerful than that.
Fucking writing prophecies in my dreams happens like
So,
every
yeah.
Tuesday night for me, so this is definitely my kind of flick.
It's an action-packed epic that
But yeah,
follows
I'm
a
not
young
sure,
Viking
like,
prince on a quest to avenge his
just
father.
how powerful Zatanna is, but considering she caused me to question my faith in Scarlet Witch, I think yeah, we'll find out.
You can see
What-
the
whatever
character
the-
research in every frame. It might be the most authentic Viking film of
Well,
all time.
We'll find it like a-
slick cinematography. I gotta
Yeah.
see this on the big screen right now. Go see The Northman exclusively in theaters April 22nd. That'll
See, the
prove
last
that,
time you
right?
advertised a movie, it was Wonder Woman in 1984, I think. And that movie was terrible. So anyway,
Magnificent Zatanna Zatara. For never was there a greater professor of prestidigital performance.
AKA magic. Except Zatanna's spells aren't just smoke and mirrors, they're the real deal. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
really getting your money's worth.
She learned everything she knew from her father, Giovanni Zatanna, who put his powers to good use as one of DC's very first superheroes.
No joke, he's the guy who
Yeah.
taught Batman
He taught
everything
Batman
he knows
escape
about
artistry. Yeah.
He debuted the same issue as Superman, and
Huh.
the young Zatanna was more than happy to serve as his assistant, learning everything he knew about the cutthroat world of entertainment.
Right. Entertainment.
Oh, and Cape shit too, but the former is way worse.
Yeah.
She inherited her father's incredible mystical abilities as well. Essentially, anything Zatanna thinks of, she can make real. And she focuses this absurdly powerful ability by speaking her desired effect backwards. Her father based this technique on the diaries of Leonardo da Vinci, who some theorize wrote backwards in order to hide his ideas from the repressive medieval Catholic Church.
Or because he was left-handed.
Yeah, that's another theory, if you hate fun.
And
Yeah.
Zatanna's apparently big-brained enough that she has no problem speaking backwards at the drop of a hat. Like when this one dude kept reversing time in the middle of her sentences. She started speaking in palindromes so that she'd still be speaking backwards no matter what. I mean, you know what they say, Wiz? Go hang a salami, I'm a lasagna hug.
With her magic, Zatanna has bent the laws of reality to her whims. She's transmuted matter on an atomic level, teleported across dimensions, commanded the
Okay, I apologize for that. The housekeeper showed up and then my dog started barking, so yeah, I was not going to show that in the video, so... Anyway, let's just jump right in. We're at the 9 minutes and 50-second mark, so we're going in 3, 2, 1, play.
and can even wipe people from existence with a single word.
It might not seem obvious from that hokey magic castle getup, but Zatanna is one of the most powerful sorcerers in DC. Like the time she battled the Time Tailor Zor, an old enemy of the Spectre. You know, the angel
the
of
Spectre.
God's divine wrath.
In order to defeat an opponent of such unimaginable power, Zatanna focused her magical might into shattering the boundaries of reality. She reached out beyond the very comic panels themselves and pulled Zor's entire magical universe down around him. She literally handled all of reality like it was a sheet of paper and crumpled it in her hands.
That might seem completely incomprehensibly impossible to us, but it's all a matter of belief. Literally. As long as Zatanna believes she can do something with her magic, she'll do it.
As she puts it, her magic is essentially asserting one reality, then replacing it with another. This is similar to other magical characters like Dr. Fate and Green Lantern, whose powers have been stated to work the exact same way.
Okay.
But it's not like any rando can do magic by wishing on a star. Zatanna is genetically predisposed to this kind of magical reality warping. Her mom was in actuality a Homo Magi, a subrace of humans that are naturally adept at magic.
So it's no wonder that Zatanna became an invaluable member of both the Justice League of America and Justice League Dark.
Oh, yeah.
The Shadow the Hedgehog version, basically.
Zatanna harnessed an
I mean,
entire year's worth
fair.
of sunlight into a single energy blast, created ruptures across all of space and time throughout the DC multiverse, and has even claimed she's as powerful as Superman himself. Pre-Crisis Superman, in case you were wondering.
Oh!
Her only limit is her imagination and will. In fact, her backward speaking is mostly a stagecraft tradition meant to boost her concentration.
In a pinch, she can cast a spell with a single thought, and I doubt anyone's winning a quick draw with her. She's
Yeah.
matched superheroes like Martian Manhunter, who scanned every mind on Earth in a Planck instant. Or how about Dr. Fate, whose magic traveled across the universe at the completely immeasurable velocity of God?
Zatanna has fended off countless reality-shattering threats like the Eldritch Upside-Down Man, Primordial
Huh.
Darkness, that is evil incarnate, and the Void Beyond Creation, Prolaya.
This shadow goop lady ate all of DC Comics, all of creation,
Oh.
everything. Gods, demons, rabbits, and spandex, everything. And Zatanna's magic was strong enough to hold her back.
And then,
Huh.
after secretly implanting Swamp Thing inside Prolaya, she weaved a spell within him to literally regrow all of reality back in seconds.
Zatanna tricked a being older than God and then blew her ass up from the inside with a whole new omniverse. Abracadabracadabra.
Such is the almighty power of Zatanna's will. Should it falter though, or should her focus be disrupted, it could all come crashing down like a house of cards. Belief is a fragile thing after all, and her powers were weakened for a time after she lost belief in herself.
And she's definitely got one big weak point. She's a huge daddy's girl.
Despite her amazing career, she has struggled within herself to live up to her father's legacy, especially after his heroic death.
And this MFer has died a lot of times. So she's
Yeah.
can't be cheap. Especially after dating John Constantine.
Right.
Oh, I can just smell the lager and self-loathing from here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's me.
Questionable romance aside, Zatanna is a consummate professional raised on one singular principle. The show must go on, and she'll always finish strong with a standing ovation.
Yeah.
This show is sponsored
Okay,
by
let's
BetterHelp Online
let's get
Therapy.
this over with.
Relationships are hard and
Yeah,
confusing.
Zatanna,
A lot of us will
she's
do
definitely very
anything to
powerful,
help
and
someone
she's definitely
care about.
contended with
Go
some
out of our way to
really
do that
powerful
pretty well, but
beings,
how often do we do the
seemingly on par with Wanda herself.
BetterHelp Online Therapy
So,
wants to remind you
yeah,
that
this is
they
a
care
fairly
about
even
important
battle. Like, if I
relationships
had to
you don't wanna have
guess,
with
like, I'm
yourself.
still going with
Whether
Scarlet
you're
Witch,
getting
but
making time for your haircut or
if
even
Zatanna wins, I'm
therapy,
not gonna be surprised
you
in the
are your
slightest.
So invest the time and effort into yourself.
But yeah,
like you do
it
for
definitely
others.
seems like
BetterHelp
Scarlet
is
Witch's
online
like
therapy
weakness
that
of just
offers
mental
video
sanity is definitely a lot
with your therapist,
a lot
so you don't have to
easier
sit
to
down
exploit
on
than,
camera
you
if
know,
don't want to.
Zatanna be
affordable than
not
in-person
not
therapy, and you
living
can
up to
match
her
your
dad's
therapist under
legacy,
48
or how
hours.
she feels
Give
at
it a
least.
try and see why over 2
So
million
yeah,
people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy.
As this show is sponsored by BetterHelp,
Okay.
Death Battle viewers can get 10%
Alright.
off their first month at BetterHelp.com/deathbattle.
That's
Alright, come on.
BetterHelp.com/deathbattle.
Okay, let's do this. That's gonna be good.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's
Time for a death battle.
with magic.
Okay, I guess that works too. All right, let's do this. I have no idea what's the widescreen, but okay.
And for my first trick, ta-da! You, what sort of two-bit sorceress do you think you are? Two-bit? Perhaps I was being generous. All part of the show, folks.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay, that's pretty fun.
I'd say this calls for an Avenger.
Huh. Well,
Do you know the difference between you and I? Power! Well, I think the difference is presentation.
Megamind reference.
And
Really?
I know a trick when I see one.
Oh, okay. So that's why it was in widescreen. Okay. That's actually pretty fun.
Universes. You can't run forever. Now make like a magician and disappear.
She's juggling universes. What? Ah, here we go. Oh. No more sound, eh? But wait, she doesn't need the backwards speak.
Disappearing act
Right.
was the first thing Dad ever taught me. And for my final trick, smash it roll.
Okay. Let's see.
No more witches.
I actually got chills from that. Okay. Okay.
KO!
Zatanna wins.
Now, that's a magic trick that's to die for.
All right.
Analyzing this matchup
I
is like
I
walking
can't
on a
argue with that.
tightrope.
Like,
It could fall either way at any point.
Because at the end of the day, both these ladies could do basically anything with their magic.
Right,
All they
yeah.
had to do was think and shit would happen. They were totally even. At her peak, Wanda was able to
let's
threaten
see.
the
Yeah.
stability
More
of her
documented showing the
creation.
full power.
And
Yeah.
at Zatanna's best, she was able to hold back Prolaya, who
Similar
could do
power
the
and speed,
exact
yeah, but
same
a more
thing.
exploitable
And
weakness,
despite
yeah.
some differences, the omniversal cosmologies of Marvel and DC Comics are roughly equivalent in size and scope. All that was left for us to look at was their weaknesses.
While
Okay.
both were as powerful as one another, Wanda needed to tap into the life force to reach that pinnacle, and doing so threatened her sanity.
Let's take a closer look at the events surrounding House of M, where Wanda's powers were at their maximum.
Despite admitting that she was way stronger, Doctor Strange managed to get the best of Wanda with a cool head and a spell that briefly knocked her out cold.
His wits against her mental instability
Right, yeah.
were enough to turn the tide.
To be clear, this instability definitely wouldn't affect her power. She was still strong enough to create a completely new alternate reality and then erase it just as easily. What it would do is leave her open.
Also, take her No More Mutant spell. As insanely powerful as it was to affect the whole of Marvel's creation, it wasn't entirely successful. There was still a tiny portion of Earth's mutant population that was
Right, yeah.
unaffected, likely due to interference
Okay.
from Strange and Emma Frost.
Against Zatanna, who was just as strong and not losing her mind, she wouldn't be able to afford that kind of lapse, even for an instant.
On the other hand, Zatanna has managed to maintain her willpower fighting foes just as strong as the Scarlet Witch, so she didn't have the same kind of exploitable weakness.
And remember,
yeah.
she doesn't actually need to say her spells
Right, it's just
backwards.
concentration
Helpful
thing.
for concentration,
Yeah.
but all her spells come from her mental impulses, just like Wanda. She's consistently pulled off non-verbal spells in the past, even against beings as strong as Prolaya.
In the
Right,
end,
yeah.
Z definitely had enough experience fighting smart and keeping on her toes to hang with
Okay.
Wanda long enough to get in a finishing blow.
While there were definitely versions of this battle that could have ended with Wanda
Right,
victorious,
it's a very
Zatanna's
close- it's a
cooler
very,
head
very
and
close
effortless
fight, but at the same
magic
time,
allowed her to prevail.
Zatanna's
I guess
been
you could
through
say
this kind of
Wanda
crap
never
before,
saw
so...
it coming, and Zatanna Maxim offed her.
The winner is Zatanna.
Alright. I'll happily admit I was wrong, but... I mean, I do like that. Alright, but that was a really epic battle at the end of it all. But yeah. Alright, let's see what's next. Alright, come on. Oh hey, Jonathan Joestar, and I'm gonna guess, yep, Tanjiro. Yep, okay. Jonathan Joestar versus Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. Huh. Well, who do I think's gonna win that one? That's actually a very tough question to answer. From what I can tell, like, some people are like, that says, most people say Jonathan wins, but it's a very close fight. And from what I can tell, like, the only thing that gives Jonathan a very clear edge over Tanjiro is a very dubious speed scaling, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. They're saying he scales to Joseph, even though he's never fought Joseph, and the only time he kinda has is when, you know, Dio was in Jonathan's body. And that's not how that works. But, yeah. I mean, and apparently Joseph has a light scaling where he dodged like this beam of sunlight or something like that. But, like, if they scale him to Joseph, I wouldn't be surprised. They're not, like, I mean, but then again, they're two very different characters. Even one of, I do remember a villain telling Joseph that he's very similar to his grandfather in many ways, but that wasn't really talking about power and stuff like that. It was just more talking about his personality and stuff like that, so... Either way, I'm gonna be rooting for Jonathan regardless, because he is the goodest of good boys. And Tanjiro is part of an anime that... I'm sorry, but I just don't like Demon Slayer all that much. It's not... Like, it's good, but people have been hyping it up beyond expectations. And... like, yeah, the animation is... I've said this many times, but, like, yeah, the animation is fantastic. It's UFO Table. What do you expect? But the story that goes along with it just isn't that interesting to me. Like, like, yeah, it's... Yeah, most of the stuff I've heard good things about Demon Slayer is just in regards to the animation, and people act as though that's what like defines the show. That's why it's so good. And they don't, and they talk about the story in regards to the animation. It's not. I'm sorry. It's just that I have a lot of feelings about Demon Slayer that just not very positive. But I mean, like I said, it's not a bad anime. It's not. It's not. It's not a bad anime whatsoever. It's just not that impressive to me. It's other than the animation, which is gorgeous. But the story that goes along with it just didn't impress me. But yeah. So, I honestly kind of want Jonathan to win in another regard now, simply because, like, this would make the third time in a row this death battle is done, which kind of, like, which kills off the more popular character, because let's face it, because we have the MCU now, Scarlet Witch is now an infinitely more popular character than Zatanna, and at least in regards to the general audiences, and now with Demon Slayer doing its thing, like, Tanjiro is probably much more popular than JoJo is, but it's, and of course we got Harley Quinn versus Jinx, but that's Harley Quinn. She's been popular for decades now, so, for better or for worse. So, yeah, alright. Yep, okay. But yeah, awesome battle. The death was pretty great, you know, no more witches, so, okay, that actually got me a bit. Like I said, it gave me goosebumps. But yeah, I got nothing else to say, so I'm just gonna end the video here. So yeah, till next time, guys. See ya.